guys, what's up? How are you doing? How's your day going? Probably horrible since it's we all in quarantine right now and we stuck at home and it's boring as fudge. So today I really wanted to talk about the differences between a Russian school and American schools, because there's a lot of differences. I'm sure I told you like the most basic stuff and important stuff. You already know if you're my friend and you'd asked me that question. I've told you some basic stuff, but I didn't like go deep down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna talk about every school. I'm gonna talk about elementary, middle, and high, but I haven't had much experience with American elementary school because like I came in 7th grade. Well, let's get started. So the first thing is different is Russian school is just a one big giant building, and everybody from 1st grade to 11th grade, we don't have 12th grade, goes to the same school every day for 11 years. There's no such thing as one building for elementary school and 1 through 5th, and then it's a middle school 6 through 7, and then high school another building 9 through 12. No, it doesn't work like that here. Plus, in America, there's one big giant class of 1st graders, one big giant class of 2nd graders, one big giant class of 3rd graders, etc. And in Russia it's different. There is a group of 30 kids in a 1st grade, 1st A, for example. Then there's the other group of 30 kids, and then they're 1st grade B. And then there are other group of kids in the 1st grade C. And sometimes there's kids coming, transferring from different high schools, different schools, not high schools, different schools coming, and you might get a couple new people, but majority of the time it's the same people, and you know them since literally probably elementary school, and if you haven't moved anywhere and never did. In Russian school, you do have different teachers, but it starts only in 5th grade. And I'm sure that's where the similarity comes. That okay, second main difference is that I don't know how about elementary schools, but in the middle and high schools that's the thing. But every student gets its own schedule. In Russia, altogether, that group of 30 kids, they go to different teachers every period. They don't meet new people. Every class has its own like a principal type thing. It's mainly like sort of half counselor, half principal, because he isn't that person, whoever he or she is, in charge of all the field trips, all the events and parties that they would hold and stuff that they do. That group of kids has its own principal / counselor that they would come and talk to, and the parents mainly would come and talk to that principal counselors type thing about the students' behavior and all of that stuff. Sometimes they would go to teachers, but most of the times they just go and talk to them. And we have in house, we all know it, and we come and parents talk to teachers and all of that. In Russian schools it's different. You come to that principal / counselor type of person, and you would talk to them first. All the parents come and they meet at the time. Those parents of those students, they come and talk to that principal / counselor, and they would talk to them first, and then if they have any questions they would come in their own time and talk to the teachers. Big difference, I know, mind-blowing. I've never talked about that, huh? We don't have any rallies. We have just our own events that we do sometimes, and like we celebrate some stuff. So we celebrate National Women's Day. We'll make like an event in our school. Combined classes, we would make dances and celebrate and sing and do all that stuff. Kind of like a rally, but not really, because it's not as a theme. Also, we celebrate May 9th. It's the day when the World War ended for Russia. We celebrate the New Year, like New Year actually before our winter break. We celebrate February 23rd, Veterans Day. We also celebrate the Pancake Day.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
We do celebrate the Pancake Day. We go out outside for that day, and we play tug of war, and we can make snowmans, and we bake a bunch of pancakes, and then we bring them to class, and we sit in the classroom and we just eat and have fun and talk. Sometimes we do parties, not a lot, maybe like 2 or 3. We do have prom. I just don't really know how it works there because I haven't experienced it here. We don't have corsages. That I can say for sure. We don't have corsages. We have uniforms. I know that some of American schools have uniforms, but like most of public schools don't. It's like more privileged schools that have uniforms. But in Russia, no matter how privileged schools are or how public it is, all of them have uniform.
When I went to school, our uniform had a white blouse, a plaid skirt, and a green jacket or vest.
In PE, yeah, we can dress as whatever, but like not any crop tops or shorts or anything. It should have been just like pants and a t-shirt. Whatever you have at home, basically. Right now, the uniform has changed, and because I remember it's changed the time I still been in a Russian school. Right now, it's basically of more black and white. One other main difference is after-school curriculums, clubs, sports. None of that doesn't exist in Russia. You don't have any clubs, you don't have any sports, like seasonal sports like we do here in high school. None of that. You can go in separate ways. You can go to the club and somewhere else and pay money or go for free, whatever it is, and do dancing and do music, but it's in separate places. You don't have that in school. We do have a music school that you can graduate from. It's only until 8th grade. I used to go to one. I was almost about to graduate. I had needed 1 more year. I would get my diploma. I was really excited, but my parents decided to move here, and I'm really bummed. I would love out. It would be so good. I played music since I was like 5 years old. I played for fun, but then I actually went to music school and started studying, and you have to take some like mandatory classes there, like musical education, like learning all the keys and stuff. Also took saxophone, piano was required. I took choir. I took musical literature, where you learn about different musicians, and mostly learn their biography and history of music and stuff. It was like a history music class type of thing. Dance classes also you find your way around there. Just go look up online places near you where you can dance. Drama class. Also, I think you can find clubs in there, but I'm not sure that's such a big thing in America. It's mostly you go to university that specifies in acting and drama and being an actor and all that stuff, and you go there and you actually do that stuff. But I'm pretty sure there's some clubs and stuff. Also art clubs. Also have to go and look up places online and drive there if you want. The big difference, we don't have finals. We don't. By the end of the semester, we just have a bunch of tests. We do have SAT, and we do have PSAT. PSAT for 9th graders, not for 10th graders. SAT is for 11th graders, of course. Duh, because we don't have a 12th grade. Both of which you have to take. Books. Oh, fun part, books. That's a big difference. Books are not giant and huge as you think they are. I insert the pictures of the books that we do have in school. American notebook can be like this, and book can be like this and so thick. Russian books are so much different. They're tinier, they're smaller, they're compatible. You can put them in your backpack and actually carry them. We don't have lockers. American schools do, because we have giant big ass books, so I don't know why. Russian schools have smaller books, so we can actually carry them, bring them home, bring them to school.
Right now, I'm going to explain how we celebrate the first day of school. This is the footage from my actual school that I used to go in Russia, so later you will be able to see all of my ex-classmates. We celebrated on September 1st, and it's called the Day of Knowledge. That's how we start every new educational year. So every class from 1st to 11th grade stand on their designated spots. You can even see the markings right now on the ground for every class. After that, the hosts of the school are starting off the show, and they introduce every first grade, as I mentioned, there are usually multiple of them, and they're not in one cluster group, they're separated. You can even see the teachers are walking right now around with the students, and they have the signs that mentions that this is that class, this is 1A, this is 1B, this is 1C, etc. blah blah blah. The hosts introduced all of the 11th graders that are graduating this year, and the very first people that come out are my classmates. So yeah. And if any one of them are watching right now, hey guys, what's up? Don't ask me how I found the footage of this video because I'm not gonna tell you. After that, the entire event consists of kids performing in front of the crowd. They do stuff like dances, singing, and reading poems. By the end of the event, the final and the main tradition is to put a first grader girl on the shoulder of the 11th grader boy and walk around ringing the bell. This is a symbolic thing that signifies start of the new educational year. But towards the end of the celebration, everybody's singing the anthem of school. Some of the stuff I mentioned might be in a different order for other Russian schools, but nonetheless, these are the main activities we do in order to celebrate the Day of Knowledge.
That's probably it. I hope you learned something new about me or something different about Russian schools that I've never talked before. If you really like that video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Hi guys, that's it. Bye.